Welcome, Wig Talk. Subject today is answering your questions. What's the difference between a $25 wig and a $500 synthetic wig? Now, we're not talking about human hair. We're talking about synthetic wigs. Do you think I can buy a synthetic wig for $25? And the answer is yes. I am actually wearing a $25 wig that I recently purchased, and that included the shipping. And the reason I wanted to really share this with you is I am quite surprised, because the short version is it's not about the fibers. In fact, these fibers from this $25 wig I think are actually superior to a very, very expensive synthetic wig. You see how shiny these are? This looks a lot more natural. So I will share with you my view when it comes to the fibers, but the difference in price boils down just to one thing, and that is the construction of the cap. In the inexpensive wigs, the caps are they're bigger, they're stretchy. There's all kinds of things that if you are mindful of, and I will share with you in this video, you will be very happy with your $25 wig, bottom line. And then at the end, I do a really quick fast forward on showing you how I style this $25 wig, because remember, most of your very inexpensive wigs have just one part. You see, you can tell that's a wiggy. So it's a matter of styling your hair, and I will show you how I, even as a baby boomer, some quick ideas in styling it, getting the eyes off of this area and making it a lot more softer and more natural looking. So again, it's trying to get away from that wiggy look. So join the fun, come with me, and let's begin. Now we go forward on discussing the difference between the $25 wig versus the synthetic wigs that could run anywhere up to $400 or $500. Bottom line, and please, those of you that may be involved in manufacturing of wigs, please put in the comments. But when I received this synthetic $25 wig, I actually thought the fibers were beautiful. They're not shiny. They look more like a natural hair fiber. So first of all, I thought for sure this would be nice, be big and shiny, but it's not. Actually, I love the fibers of the $25 wig. But as I went into putting it on, I realized the main problem is the manufacturing of the cap. The caps tend to be very large because the wefting, the way they're made, they're very stretchable. So just be mindful. So I guess the short version is, if you can understand the way the cap fits you and can come up with ways of making it fit, you're home free. And then number two, it's this constant part. If you know how to style your hair so that it takes the eyes off of this one wiggy style, because this to me tells everyone you're wearing a wig with that one part and one part only. When you can soften the styling, and I do at the end of this video, fast forward, I show you ways that I actually wear this, because I'm wearing it often, where I soften this area so it looks like I'm wearing my own hair. So let's get into the wig cap construction. Now, most of wigs today still use what they call wefting method, and the wefting is wonderful. You see here, wefting, all this means is you have all these strips of fabric, machine stitched all the synthetic fibers to it, but you have these openings, and it's very stretchable. So it's cooler, it's stretchable, so it's usually easy for people to wear. They all do have, as today the wigs do have, they have like a little fabric for on either side of the ear for the temple, and also they have an adjustment back on the nape. The same thing here, you see, in these older types of wigs and the wig construction. And they still do have the little tabs that you would bind on either side. But what I found on this particular wig that I'm wearing, I found, yes, they have the nape and the two temple little tabs, but I found that if I did not hook these two together, not on other fabric inside or loops, but I needed to actually adjust these two tabs to actually be intertwined with each other, like this. And also the space between the back of my neck and this. This is what is holding my wig on. Now, what I do in addition to that is the good old bobby pins on either side and here and a few down here, because it's just so big. These inexpensive wigs are just huge. So I guess they're meant to fit a very, very large head as well as a petite head. And you just have to learn how to adapt to it. But if you can really play around with that, you'll be fine. But then what can also help you, don't wear those stockings, those really minimal types of caps. Do invest in the all cloth that you can get on Amazon. So basically, usually it's a Velcro, the tops of the back, keeps your own hair in, but it's actually fabric, because that fabric gives a little bit of more holding power. So when you're putting the cap on, it's another way of keeping that cap on. Once you get the cap on, then you're home free. Now it's strictly the second big challenge, and that's knowing how to style your hair to overcome this here area. Now what I'll be doing is I will be fast forwarding to the end and showing you different ways of styling. But I have to say, if you can afford to get those wigs when they're on sale, and sometimes you can get them for half price, the synthetic wigs, be mindful of that, because what they do have that the cheap wigs don't have, and that is the lace front and also the monofilament, where you can part anywhere and they look like this. This is a lace front here, and let me show you the part, and you'll see through the part, you'll see my nails going through. You see, what that means is the fibers look like your own natural scalp in between, and the same thing here, and that just makes whatever you're wearing, makes your wig look all the more like your natural hair. So I'm going to fast forward and show you how I style.